Hello, this is News Mongolian MNB World. I'm your host, Jugde. And for our top stories. The 4th International Conference, Mongolia and the Mongols, past and present, was organized in Warsaw. Mongolian Kashmir produces 4 main colors: white, beige, blue-gray, and brown. President U.Khurelsukh visited Ningxia Autonomous Region in China. For the news, stay with us. The 4th International Conference, Mongolia and the Mongols, past and present, was organized by the Mongolian Studies Department of the University of Warsaw. The conference was attended 50 researchers and scientists, representing 10 different countries' research centers, and around 40 presentations were discussed.
The presentations included information on the current status of Mongolian tourism and business sectors, traditional medicine and culture. During the conference, interesting discussions on the Mongolian yurt oger, Mongolian melee sports including ankle-bone shooting, archery and wrestling were conducted. The University of Warsaw has programs regarding Oriental studies, including Mongolian and Tibetan studies. The Mongolian studies researchers are exchanging views on the Mongolian language, literature, religion, politics, and the economy. We expect positive outcomes from this conference.
We can assume that a new generation of the Mongolian studies researchers is being born. I can see this from the conference, which is being attended by young researchers and scientists. Mongolian studies in general are whether the international community is paying attention to our country and its culture.
The conference was supported by international Mongolian studies associations and relevant organizations.
There are few complex specialized cashmere factories in the world. One of these factories operates in Mongolia. As cashmere is one of the brand products representing Mongolia, citizens and the tourists are free to visit this factory.
Although the quality of raw materials is important, instead of doing it alone, we have been successfully implementing a tripartite cooperation project with the suppliers of raw materials, Gobi Limited Company and experts from Mongolian University of Life Sciences for the 3rd year. We can see the first results emerge.
This year we have worked to improve our products and services, especially the design of our products, to meet international standards. As part of these improvements, we are working with the famous Italian designer Giorgio Spina.
Gobi Limited Company currently provides jobs for more than 1,700 people. Also, in order to boost its exports, the website is available in 24 different languages.
Now here comes the current affairs of Mongolia.
President U.Khurelsukh, after attending the 3rd Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation, paid a visit to the Ningxia Autonomous Region in China on October 19th and 20th. The secretary of the party committee of the Ningxia Autonomous Region, Lang Yanshan, and the leader Zhang Yufu paid a courtesy call to the president of Mongolia. During the meeting, two sides discussed the comprehensive strategic partnership relations between the two countries, and the president of Mongolia highlighted the cooperation between Ningxia Autonomous Region and Bayonhongor, Uburhanga, and Umunga provinces of Mongolia. The sides agreed to seek further cooperation in various fields, including agriculture, industry, nature conservation, fighting desertification, renewable and green energy, culture, education, and tourism. The president got acquainted with the operation of the Shapatao Desert Experimental Research Station of the Chinese Academy of Sciences. Ningxia Autonomous Region is an autonomous region in the northwest of the People's Republic of China. Formerly, it was a province.
Now please look at currency exchange rates provided by the central bank. Now here comes foreign news partnered with international news agencies. Smartphone maker Foxconn unveils new electric vehicles. Taiwanese electronics giant Foxconn unveiled new electric vehicles on Wednesday, October 18, including a delivery van.
Here are the newest Foxtron cars from smartphone maker Foxconn. The Taiwanese company, also known as Honghai Technology Group, revealed its latest prototypes of electric vehicles on Wednesday. Foxconn also announced a partnership with American chip maker NVIDIA for the Model B and sedan set to rival the Tesla Model Y. The Model B could be equipped with a 15.6-inch screen, a digital rear-view mirror, and matrix LED highlights, according to Foxconn. The company customizes cars depending on the needs of automakers, which outsource their production to Foxconn.
It's a beautiful car. This is an ideal car for a young couple like Young and me. Isn't that beautiful? The ideal young couple car.
Yes, this is built for young couples. And we call it Model Beige, which stands for beauty and beast.
Okay.
And it runs like a beast.
Which one are you and which one am I?
Foxconn also introduced an electric van called Model N. It will have a range of about 250 kilometers and a top speed of 200 km per hour, and its interior was designed with safety in mind.
There's a passageway door between the cabin and the cargo holds. So our drivers can also go from his seat, make a U-turn, and step into the cargo area for packages, then exit through the rear door or the side sliding door. Either way, there's no need to get out from the driver's side and step to the road, thus ensuring driver's safety.
The Model N also comes with a tap and unload one button design, which automatically puts on safety warning lights, opens the back of the van, and deploys boarding steps. The Model C, first unveiled in 2021, is now commercialized as the N7 for Taiwanese auto brand Luxgen. It has a range of up to 700 kilometers and reaches 100 km per hour in 3.8 seconds. It's available for pre-orders from $32,000 in Taiwan.
One of the most colorful festivals held in the Southeast Asian nation of Myanmar, involving colorful riverboats in a scenic lake, is being celebrated this week after a 3-year hiatus due to the coronavirus pandemic and the violent political instability.
Inle Lake, also known as Inlai Lake, in southern Shan State, about 420 kilometers northeast of Yangon, is the country's second-largest freshwater lake and a popular tourist attraction year-round. It is famous for its fishermen from the local Inta ethnic minority, who practice a unique style of rowing with one leg wrapped around a single oar instead of using their hands. Their skills are shown off to greatest effect during the Fandao U Pagoda Festival, which lasts until November the 1st. That's when the Inta fishermen row boats in their unique style of leg rowing to pull the Karavake barge, a vessel shaped like the golden mythical bird after which it is named, that carried 4 statues of Buddha to tour 21 villages around the lake. The festivities also include leg rowing boat races, with each boat carrying 40 to 100 rowers. Hundreds of local residents observe the activities from small craft on the lake and more from on shore. The festival is being celebrated despite the armed conflict taking place across much of Myanmar, as the army seeks to quash armed resistance to its takeover in February 2021 that ousted the elected government of Aung San Suu Kyi. Thousands of people have died in the conflict and more than 1 million uprooted by army offensives. Opponents of army rule urged people not to attend the festival because the military could use it as a propaganda to claim that the country is back to normal under its control. There were no incidents reported at the festival, where security was tight, but very few foreign tourists appeared to be in attendance.
Sydney Opera House turns 50. Australia's most iconic building is celebrating its 50th anniversary. This Sydney Opera House was opened by Queen Elizabeth II on October 20, 1973.
Perched on the edge of Sydney Harbour, it's a building that has become an iconic part of the city's skyline. And Peter Tucker knows the Sydney Opera House better than anyone else. The 70-year-old man started working here in 1971, 2 years before the opera opened. On the 50th anniversary year of the building, Tucker recalls his first day of work.
I got up in the morning and my wife went into labour, so I had to rush my wife off to hospital, at Paddington Hospital. Then I made my way down here and I commenced work as a builder's labourer. And the first day here was good. They introduced me to a jackhammer, and that's where I stayed for the first 6 months and in the drama theatre. But it was really, really good. And that afternoon I went and saw my wife and I had a lovely son.
Tucker stayed at the Opera House all these years, the last person still employed at the venue who also worked on the building site. In 1956, a competition was launched to build a National Opera House at Bennelong Point, the current site of the Opera House. Danish architect Joran Utzon won with his design number 218 out of the 223 entries received from 28 countries.
In that the judges could see the innovative design, the response to the setting on the beautiful Sydney Harbour, and really what this place could be, which is a sculpture, an artwork in itself to celebrate and house the performing arts.
The opera has been home to various resident companies, including the Sydney Symphony Orchestra, the Sydney Theatre Company, Opera Australia, the Australian Ballet, Bangarra Dance Theatre, and more.
The numbers are amazing. It's 118,000 at last count performances have happened in the Opera House, and 63 million seats have been sold. So that's an extraordinary number of people who've had an experience here.
Originally, the cost of the building was estimated at $7 million Australian dollars. In the end, it cost $102 million, mainly covered by a lottery. Construction was scheduled to be completed by 1963, but took an additional 10 years, 14 years in total because delays and mounting costs plagued it. 10,000 workers were involved in the construction. One of the tasks was to cover the building's roofs with more than 1 million tiles. On October 20, 1973, the Opera House was officially completed. Queen Elizabeth II officially opened the Opera House and said the building had captured the imagination of the world.
When I was working here, it was just all scaffold, and it was just all a big massive safety net that if anybody fell, they're caught in the safety net. And then all of a sudden, it's all gone, and there's musicians on stage and they're playing, and you say, how beautiful is this coming out? I never heard a full orchestra before, but wow, that was very impressive, yeah.
In its 50 years of existence, the opera has welcomed many guests. Arnold Schwarzenegger won his last Mr. Olympia crown here in 1980. Pope John Paul II addressed a massive crowd in 1987. And in 1990, the recently freed Nelson Mandela spoke to 40,000 people amassed on the outside steps. And to mark this year's 50th anniversary, about 250 performances, events, and experiences showcased by Australian and international artists have been taking place throughout the year. On the birthday weekend, on the 21st and 22nd of October, an open house will take place for everyone to visit.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a good day.